Hey, happy Halloween, everybody. DBougie86 here again, and this is bonus review number 3. Yes, got to do 3 this time before I had to go to work today, guys. So, very exciting. Of course, this little bonus review section is Italian theme, and that's why I'm wearing a Tenebrae shirt of all things Tenebrae. Even though I didn't review any Argento, but you know, get the little theme going. So the film that I'm actually reviewing right now is a film from the 90s, like I said previously in my last video, that I was going to do a film from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and this is it, the film from the 90s. Again, released by Severin Films, which is ironic that all 3 of these films were released by Severin. So this one's titled Dark Waters. Yes, look at that. Awesome cover art. Yes. This film is directed by Mariano Baino, who is a director I'm not really familiar with most of his work. I knew this film was one of his films that I knew about during the history of learning about Italian cinema and stuff. And it's one that I always wanted to check out. And all right, let's get into the plot synopsis of this one. So pretty much the main plot is when we're introduced to our main character, Elizabeth, who's this young girl who's actually traveling to this island where she used to actually live and grew up for 7 years before she moved to the UK with her father. Her father has recently passed away, and she found this out that he was actually still sending this covenant money for research and stuff. That he was actually supporting this covenant's fund and stuff. So she ends up going there to try to figure out the mystery of why he was doing that, because of the stories and the history they had with this island in the first place. So pretty much she ends up going there. The island's off the coast of Ukraine, and she ends up going there. And then she finds out the nuns are there for a special reason. And then she starts to witness a lot of strange things that go on. Especially with this actually, another thing that happened was she actually had a friend that was on the covenant who was writing her letters, who ends up not being there when she gets there. So she has that little mystery to solve also in this film. So it's pretty much the gist of this one is Elizabeth trying to figure out the mystery of what's going on with this covenant and what their activities are and what they're doing, and also trying to figure out the mystery between her past and what's going on now. That's pretty much the gist of the plot of this one. It's a very complex story, to say the least. Now, my thoughts on the film. Very atmospheric stuff. The way that Bino directs this film is very reminiscent of the early days of Euro horror cinema. It is a 90s film, but it has a 70s Euro horror touch to it, which I do love. It has a great atmospheric tones, especially with this island setting, and especially in the darkness of this Covenant's catacomb area, that really bring the atmosphere out. And there's a lot of homages to certain different horror Italian directors of the past in this film, like Fulci, Argento, Bava. They're all resembled and benefited in this film. And very Lovecraftian story. This film is very inspired by the work of H.P. Lovecraft. It's not this is actually the way you do Lovecraft too, because you don't really want to. The way that I think about it is Lovecraft adaptations, they're not really the most faithful, but if you take a few ideas from some of his stories and meld them into a film, pretty much, you still get an H.P. Lovecraft adaptation, even though it's not directly based off one of his works. If it's inspired, then you still get that Lovecraftian feel to it. And there's a lot of Lovecraftian references, especially with the things that are going on within the film, especially including its ending, which I won't spoil. The ending's fucking awesome of this movie. Spoiler alert, I really did enjoy this one. Just great cinematography and great acting, and the main character who plays Elizabeth, Louise Salter, does a terrific job in the role, and just tremendous experience with all the different characters and characteristics of the nuns and different looks of all the characters. They really have some bizarre looking people in this film, and it just makes the film more priceless and enjoyable to me, especially with like all the weird characterizations of certain nuns and other characters. Like there's some weird scene that happens on a boat, which they don't really explain it, but they don't have to because it's just odd and out there at the same time. And it's fucking awesome. I really did enjoy this film. And I gotta say, like I said, the ending is very fucking awesome. I know a lot of people know like the type of endings of movies I like, and it's very reminiscent of like things like The Sentinel and other like kind of like stuff like that. And it's just a great like mixture of different genres to this film. Pretty much you get like a nunsploitation film mixed with like a Italian Euro horror, like atmospheric gothic movie. Plus, then you get like the Lovecraftian horror film, all mixed into one big giant pot, and this is what you get. It's fucking awesome shit. So if I hit the rate Dark Waters, it's getting a solid 9.5 out of 10 for me. Fucking awesome movie and very great atmosphere and just great all around. It's just a terrific watch, and I think a lot of people will appreciate this. Maybe like 2 views because of the Lovecraftian vibe of it. I understand like sometimes Lovecraft is not for everyone, and especially with the way that some of his stories are told. And this is definitely like a Lovecraftian love letter. So I say maybe watch this maybe once or twice to see if it's for you. If it isn't, then that's fine. If it is, then thumbs up, you know what I mean? But other than that, I highly enjoyed this film. Awesome shit. Dark Waters, 9.5 out of 10. Alright guys, that's it for these bonus reviews, I guess, that I did during the 31 days. So I hope you enjoyed them. And yeah, it's great, and thanks for all the support. Like I'll be saying this in my first fucking video anyway, so you don't have to really listen to this. But thank you again for all the support and all the people that do watch my videos, and a lot of good stuff. Be on the lookout for my update tomorrow. And as always, enjoy the rest of your Halloween. I gotta get going to work, guys. Peace out.